friendship between Austria and France must be cemented by marriage. My youngest daughter, Antoinette, will be Queen of France.
It is a custom that the bride retain nothing belonging to a foreign court.
This certainly doesn't look like the Marie Antoinette from the history books, and Sofia Coppola's latest film certainly doesn't sound like it.
All eyes will be on you.
She looks like a child.
Well, I feel like everything that I knew before about Marie Antoinette, which wasn't very much, I didn't learn much in school. I don't think they teach much in school, but they're all based on cliches and myths, and she was sort of portrayed as a villain and this kind of icon of frivolousness, which she has elements of.
This is ridiculous.
This, madame, is Versailles.
But certainly not a villain. I think with Antonia Fraser's biography that came out a few years ago, I was really struck with the story of a human girl who was 14 years old and put into this very extreme situation.
So, I've heard you make keys as a hobby?
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see how long she lasts.
Let them eat cake. She never said it.
Apparently, she never said that.
Let them eat cake.
Let's just start with the really hard-hitting questions first. How much hairspray was used? How many bats?
The child bride, who would be Queen Marie Antoinette, is played by Kirsten Dunst.
That was unnecessary.
Getting to know her as a human being, kind of, as much as I could.
You look lovely.
Oh, thank you.
And the letters she wrote with her mother, and just finding out about her relationships with the people in her life. I'd never really done that with any historical figure before.
The Queen has a somewhat artistic temperament.
Don't they ever get tired of these ridiculous stories?
Kirsten Dunst can relate to Marie Antoinette on a couple of levels. She too was thrown into the spotlight at an early age. She started acting when she was just 3 years old.
Has Madame read the brief on our current situation?
No, I haven't read it yet.
When you're young and, you have to talk to adults and, you're, I don't know, put in a position where, you're surrounded by expectations of you in a certain way.
Can you just tell me about it?
I can relate that, but I also wasn't a queen. I was like a kid, acting in a film. It wasn't the same level of expectation. I wasn't letting down a country. You know what I mean? So
That's right. In a bad performance, you don't get.
Yeah, it was, well, you do in this business a little bit, actually.
I'm not allowed to go without a formal reception.
The formal reception to Marie Antoinette has been good and bad. At Cannes, where it premiered, there were cheers and jeers.
As your brother, I have to lecture you about your constant gambling and parties.
Now, this is a film. It's a piece of art, so people are going to look at it differently. You've already experienced that. Some people love this film. Some people boo this film. In a way, I think that means you have succeeded. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, definitely. I think anything that's, you haven't seen a million times before, if it's a little unusual, it's going to get different reactions, and I'm happy that it's made a little bit of a dialogue of people talking about it. I think that's what interests me and when I see a movie.
It's not too much, is it?
No.
People of France are hungry.
Letting everyone down would be my greatest unhappiness.
There's a mob of hundreds on their way.